Whew, do we have some big wars on our hands? This is exciting. I love watching this because so many things are happening right now. I mean, at this point, none of the nations are really going to lose that significant. They're not really going to lose that much, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's all about like the slow chunks that get eaten away, and that's how you get this slow grind. There's still a long time left in this series, so any nation can really come back with a few really effective wars. So I think we all know the wars that are currently going on. That is between Poland and Russia, Morocco and the Spanish, and then Germany pretty much destroying themselves, maybe thinking they could go after Austrian's territory, probably not realizing that France, Sweden, and Rome were going to join in against them. Those are the significant ones, at least. So anyways, let's check in on militaries briefly, and we're also going to check in on score. It's been a while since we've checked the ledger, and I think it's really, really important at this stage in the game, being less than 100 turns, 100 years away. I always say turns. Why? Come on, Drew. Pull yourself together. Persia's got the hugest army. Wow. 152,806. Dang. That is just scary, but they have zero manpower. That's the thing to remember. They've got zero manpower. Their force limit, they're almost at their force limit, so Persia's good. Persia's really, really good. Poland, and remember, Persia and Poland are both allied to each other, so that's even scarier. So Poland's force limit's at 141. They have 121,776. So nonetheless, it's definitely a huge army as well, especially at this stage in the game. Surprisingly enough, Egypt is the next biggest, and that's currently though. That you got to remember that's currently what's going on. It's not. They're probably, because Egypt stayed peaceful for a while. If we look at force limit, this is really all telling of how many exactly troops can get up right now. It's Persia, then it's Assyria, surprisingly enough, then it's the Zulu, so everyone outside of Europe. So can we start to see, are we going to see the teeter-totter finally, where the Europeans start to get caught? I think up until this point, I haven't been convinced, and I know a lot of you guys haven't been convinced that the Europeans have been caught, but maybe, because now there are still several years left to go, and just looking at this army screen, I think it's a really big factor to see Persia, Assyria, and the Zulu at the top three spots in terms of force limit. Obviously, I know they don't have the total troops, but that's going to waver up and down, so that's not a huge deal. Then we have Poland, the Netherlands, Germany, France, and then Arabia, Egypt, Spain. Everyone else, under 100 right now, they don't really have a significant army. Yeah, not too much of a significant army to really worry about. France is almost at 100,000 troops right now. I'm sure they've lost a little bit in their wars. They're at 98,000. Remember, France has been in several wars for the last few decades. They were at war with William and Venice and Florence. They were at war with England. They were at war with, I think they're at war with Morocco right now. Now they're at war. Then they went back to war with Germany. And to see France still sustain this and still have 10,000 manpower in their reserves, it just really goes to show why France deserves to be, I guess, in that number one spot currently. And we don't know that yet. Netherlands in second place. Assyria is shockingly strong. I can't believe how shockingly strong Assyria is. And briefly, before I forget, I want to see who they're allied to. They're allied to the Byzantium Empire. Pretty smart of them. They're also allied to the Netherlands and England. Okay, so I had no idea this had that much manpower in this location. It doesn't look like their empire is very big, but clearly it really, really is. They are nothing to be messed with. That's about it. Let's go ahead and double check on navies. So in terms of total and navies, we have the Egyptians number one at 98 total naval units. They have a huge fleet, and their force limit's at 113. Not the biggest in the world. Right now, the biggest in the world is technically Spain, but they've lost their entire fleet. How did that happen? I'm wondering if it was because of maybe the Egyptians. Did they join in on the Moroccan war that is currently going on? Yes, they did. I'm assuming that through the power of Morocco, Carthage, and Egypt, they unified their fleets in the Mediterranean and absolutely dominated the possible, massive Spanish fleet. They might have had a pretty good fleet, but having all those nations involved in the Mediterranean, as well as Spain, maybe gearing more towards heavy ships. Maybe they fought the battle inside of the Mediterranean, where galleys are maybe a little bit more effective or more effective than normal. That could explain why Spain has lost their entire fleet. And it's crazy because they technically have the potential of getting up the biggest naval, the most amount of ships in the world. Netherlands in number 2 in terms of force limit. Then it's France. Then it is Egypt, pretty significantly far behind. Then it's England. So Egypt is the great power, the great Islamic power in terms of navies, which is cool. Zulu doing pretty good themselves at 90. But yeah, a lot of Europeans are dominating this category as they should, because they kind of they control a lot of coastal provinces. So it's not really that surprising. But let's go ahead and double check on total. So the Egyptians have 98 ships. Romans have 82 ships. The Venetians, actually, that's interesting, because Venice, that's been a key factor why Venice, I think, has survived for so long. They've always had a really strong navy. To see them kind of lose some power here is interesting. And they're actually way above their force limit, too. Look at that. They're way above their force limit. They shouldn't be having this big of a navy, but they probably have the Venetian trade node completely down, so they're making a lot of ducats. They can go way over that force limit like that. I'm interested to see who has the biggest transports. Netherlands, then it's Egypt, as expected there. Then it's France, Rome, Venice. Okay, and that is about it. I mean, nothing else is super significant. I mean, the 4 main powers are quite clearly the dominant powers in terms of the oceans and the seas. Egypt, Rome, Venice, and France. And I think that's another reason why Rome has stayed alive for so long, is because of their really strong navy. So I'm glad that we finally got to check in on that. Spain, Mexico's doing an okay job as well in terms of their navy, but it does go down to the 20s, so maybe not the, it's whatever. It's good. It's good. It's good. Anything else? Any coalitions? No coalitions have formed. I think that's it. Let's go ahead. I guess it's time to check on score. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, I always do that. Why do I always check that? Score comparison. So right now, France is still at number 1, but I think they're slowly getting caught. I would keep an eye on the Persians. The Persians with that massive army can really do a lot right now, and especially if they continue to expand and grab East Asia. That can really maybe boost up Sweden, Byzantium Empire. Who knows? Even the Netherlands might be able to catch France, because the Netherlands are continuing to press forward in their colonization, whereas France has kind of really been limited. They're going after a few islands, but that's not going to give them that much power at the end of the day. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think they're slowly getting caught. I mean, the other nations are catching up briefly. You're getting 5.96 per month. We should be looking for someone that's maybe doing 6. Doesn't look like anybody's doing 6 right now. Nobody's doing more than France, so far no one's caught France just yet. But to keep an eye on the Persians, like I said, they're at 5.27, almost among the biggest powers, Egypt and Assyria. So it's funny, yeah, the Islamic nations are catching up. And mainly the Islamic nations of Africa and the Middle East. So anyways, I'm glad that we checked in on that. It's been a while since we checked on that, and it's really, really important, obviously, for score purposes and to look into that sort of thing. So anyways, how is Poland doing? I imagine because we just realized how huge the Persian army is, they should be just fine against their war against Byzantium. Now, how do they feel towards the Assyrians? So they don't like each other. Persians' opinion of Assyria is actually at negative 109. Assyria doesn't... Oh, yeah, no, they both hate each other's guts. Why is that exactly? Will it give me a reason? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll look into that later while there's a war going on. But yeah, I think Poland's going to absolutely dominate. As you can see, Russia's being sieged out from all different sides. You've got Persia from the south, the southeast. You've got Sweden all throughout the north. Actually, you know what? Russia's been sieging a lot of these Swedish lands. I think that's because now Sweden's got a 28 stack, so that's good. Riga is also involved in this war, so that's helping out the Polish agenda. The Netherlands, I don't know where their troops are at. They're actually, they're also involved. I forgot about that. Wait a second. No, they're not in war. They're not at war with Germany, so why are they just sitting there? Maybe they're just saying, screw it, we're going to protect ourselves. That's actually what it looks like. It looks like they might be just trying to protect themselves. They actually managed to whoa! Too many actuallys, Drew. Come on. They grabbed the Swedish main trade port. Somehow. Oh, because they've got an awesome navy. We just looked into that. And they landed a 59 stack. So Sweden's going to have to deal with that pretty fast. And I think Sweden might get called out of the war. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with this, which would mean that... Maybe Poland and Riga both lose their ally of Sweden, which isn't that significant at all. They should be fine. Now, where's the Russian armies at? The Russians still have a pretty big army, but they're just not using them very much. And obviously, there's a huge stack of regiments just going crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, I don't know if anyone has claims besides Poland. Poland doesn't have any claims. Sweden doesn't have any claims. The only person that has claims are the Ottomans, but the Ottomans aren't involved in this war. They're still at war with Germany. I'm scared to see what's going to happen in Germany. They slowly, were making a comeback, and then all of a sudden it just kind of I don't know. It's been terrible since then. They just declared the wrong war, I would say. The definite wrong war. Current wars. Oh, another war. Ooh, USA versus Celtic Canada. Oh my gosh. I was waiting for this, and I'm surprised that, wait, I just realized what happened. That's messed up, USA. Dang, that's messed up. The Celts, or Canada, I should say, declared their independence against their overlord, and unfortunately, the USA decided to go to war with them. That's messed up. That is, that's not cool. You don't do that, USA. To the Canadian brothers of the North, you don't do that. That's terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself, Washington. Wow. I don't know why. I know it's just a game, but I'm severely disappointed. I'm disappointed. I would have loved to have seen Canada form up. USA, man, you disappoint me. No USA chance today. I'm saddened. I really am saddened. I probably, Canada would have been able to handle Louisiana easily. USA has got a huge amount of forces here. Yeah, I mean, it's just not going to happen. I mean, Canada's pretty strong themselves, but this 9 stack of Louisianans, I guess, people from Louisiana, Louisianans, is that it? I don't know. Well, Louisiana only has a 9 stack, but they're doing work against a lot of the Celtic lands, and a lot of that is because they don't control very many forts. So that's probably the reason behind that. Let's where's the fort map mode at? Economic map mode. There it is, right there in front of my face. Yeah, so the New World does have a lack of building forts, not too many. So it is just up for grabs. Now, does the USA have... Why did they declare that war? Oh, another... Okay, so the other big wars have ended in the European territory. So I am very interested in seeing what happens here. The USA has 11 war score. However, the Celts, the Canadians are doing a great job. They've got positive war score. I just don't know if... I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. You know what Celts need to do? The Canadians, I'm sorry, I always call them Celts. The Canadians just need to give the USA whatever they want, get them out of the war, focus in on their independence. Worry about getting that back later. So yeah, Austria did manage to take back a little bit of their former lands, I believe. The Netherlands didn't take anything. Yeah, so just Austria took back a few things. It looks like 2 provinces. Not that much of it. That's not significant. Not much of a significant loss for Bismarck. It's okay. And yeah, Poland did grab away a few things from Russia. Did Persians decide to capitalize in dominating Byzantium? No, I don't think they can. Yeah, no, they didn't. Okay, so Poland grabbed a few things. Nothing major. Nothing too major. Okay, well, I'm sure that's not going to be the final war between these guys. That's going to continue to break out. 1736, July 4th just passed. Oh, man. I feel terrible. What's going on here? And they're still gaining war score, technically. It's a revolution. The attackers need to occupy, war goal would be for, I think that's the Celts occupying this capital of Canada. Now, have the Louisianans let up? Did Louisiana stop? No, here they are. So good, here. So the Canadians can maybe push them back briefly. Oh no, you just got a huge penalty, a crossing penalty and a terrain penalty. Oh gosh. You're still going to win that because of the numbers, but still. Probably not the most effective. Maybe they're more worried about the USA. 37 stack. Jeez. I'm shocked that they were able to get up that big of an army. I think we kind of knew that, though. I guess I shouldn't be that shocked. I don't know. I'm still shocked and somewhat saddened. The USA, now you have the Spanish joining in. Because I'm guessing maybe the Spanish were involved in another war. Oh, did Morocco get back the Canaries? They did. Good for Morocco. Very good for Morocco. That's cool. They didn't even lose their colony in South America. That's also very nice. Was that the only ones that we might have forgotten about? I believe so. Still pretty ugly borders, unfortunately. What's going on here? Man, William's doing some good work, and it looks like they are actually going to obtain the very rich provinces of eastern China. That's going to be all of them. That's a lot of green. Although some of it has came into control of Persia. Some of that has, a lot of that has come into control of Persia, and Persia needs it. There's a definite power struggle now between the Netherlands, the Persians. Persians are catching up. That's the thing. See, that's the funny thing. When we checked the ledger and when we checked score overall, another war's popped up. An independence war against the Netherlands. This is what is this? This potentially might be the third nation to gain their independence. So Brazil has decided to help them out. Good for Brazil. Good for Brazil helping out. See, USA, you need to really kind of look at what Brazil is doing. I'm proud of Brazil. Good job, Brazil. France has decided to help. Oh my gosh, you're going to get dominated, William. I think you are. William's got some pretty good alliances, though. I will say he's got some awesome alliances. So maybe not, but no one... Well, Venice and Florence have decided to join in. So yeah, it might not be absolute domination, but I'm sure the West Indies are going to gain their independence. Now, wait a second. Did anybody join in on their side? Any sort of... La Plata has joined in on their side, which means they'd also lose La Plata, Peru, and that is it. That is all the... I believe that's all the colonies. I don't think they wouldn't lose anything here. I don't believe. Well, that's a big one. That is this might be a significant loss for the if they lose this, which it kind of looks like they will. I would be very surprised. Hey, the Canadians are doing okay. Surprisingly, they still have 10 war score because I think the Celts haven't occupied the province that they need. They haven't. I'm thinking where attacker controls... no, I'm smoking crack. The attacker controls a certain province that they needed. I'm guessing that's one of their own provinces. Maybe that's what it is. They still control that, so they've gained 16.4 war score overall. They've got to give USA whatever they want. Just end this thing. The American Canadian Nationalist War. We have the Celts Canadian Revolution. The Celtic Canadian Revolution. And then we have the Netherlands West Indies War for Independence. Again, France and all their colonies have decided to join in. California's helping them out. Australia also helping them out. La Plata and Peru could also gain their independence. I think all of them could gain their independence at the same time. This would be a huge loss for William. And you have the right ally to be involved in on this war, although there's a huge stack of Venetians and Florence units. Venice and Florence unite a lot, and that's really smart of them. Again, it doesn't really matter if France gets really messed up, although if they have to separate peace, that's not good, but it is still distracting them. Now, I think the Netherlands are probably going to be a little bit more focused on their navy attacking France, I'm assuming, and they probably won't go in towards this territory, I'm guessing. Let's go ahead and double check and see if there are any... No, there's also a 34 stack of West Indies. So would this be Haiti that forms up? I believe it would be Haiti. Yeah, I can't see them winning this. This is going to be a huge loss. A really, really big loss. But they need a lot of war score. We do know that. They need a lot of war score, but, I mean, in the New World, they're pretty safe. They are pretty safe. The Canadians are probably going to lose that province soon that they needed to hold. Or maybe not. It's possible that they... Maybe not. 5 war score already. 5 war score already. That's a... Oh man, I'm excited. This is big. This is big news. While this war is going on, briefly, I do want to double check on this new score overview. Let's just check. I mean, I just want to really check on who's gaining the most. Look at this. Well, so this is going to change drastically, but right now, actually, France is only gaining 3.31 this particular month. It's going to obviously, waver back and forth, and we did talk about that. Netherlands are above France, surprisingly enough. Still, if the Egyptians stay consistent, Persia's not as consistent as they were, but still, I mean, we could see some people catch up, maybe. Maybe we could see some people catch up. The Netherlands actually were catching up, but they're going to lose so much power here. They're going to lose so much power here. Yeah, so I don't know if they will. I don't think they're going to win this. Let's go and double check on these wars. Make sure they're all still going. No. Okay, so... Did the Celts get their independence? Did the Canadians... I'm sorry. Wow, why do I just keep saying that? They did not get their independence. As well as they lost quite a few lands. Three provinces. No, it looks like 4 provinces from the USA. Yep. Oh, man, that's a doozy right there. That sucks. 91% liberty desire, though. They still want that liberty. They still want that revolution. It'll probably pop up again. The USA, that was cold. It's cold-blooded right there. That's messed up. The other war that popped... Oh, no, we knew about that. Yeah, those were the only wars that were significant. There was 2 wars, the independence for Canada and then the USA declaring war on Canada. Those were the big significant stuff. But other than that, nothing really. Ooh, Egypt and Zulu going at it here in the subcontinent of India. I like that. All right, guys, looks like I'm going to have to stop right there, though. Big things going on in the New World. We could see pretty much the end to the game, to the possibility of Netherlands winning if all of these colonies getting their independence. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.